5.0 is on its way and we're all getting ready to jump into the mysterious, vibrant, beautiful region of Natlan. Except for me. I've been taking my sweet time. Please don't have any ice fall on my head. I would appreciate it. I'm sure that respawns too. Right when I talked about it. Hello Internet, 'tis I the Roshi, and today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on Natlan. But before we get too deep, I do want to state the disclaimer that my regular viewers already know. I am not caught up in the game, I avoid spoilers, and because of that I hope you understand that the following is pure speculation. Because I think it's fun. If that bothers you, then get help. Anyway, let's start at the beginning.
The rules of war are woven in the womb. The victors shall burn bright, while the losers must turn to ash. When the god of war shares this secret with the traveler, it is because she has her reasons.
Anyone who is engrossed in the lore of this game returns to look at the Teyvat chapter storyline preview, at least whenever a new region is announced. I too reacted to it when I started to get more involved with Genshin, and I was pleasantly surprised by how much they share within it, despite its cryptic tone. To generalize my original thoughts, I stated that there is a strong sense of proving oneself within Natlan amongst their people, and that there is a secret that will be revealed, and a very interesting keyword, which is resurrection. So now allow me to take a moment to tackle these things one by one. Natlan's culture. Natlan is not all sunshine and rainbows, at least it wasn't always, and even in recent times we can confirm that there are still very dangerous areas within it, such as the Sea of Ashes. The Archon of Natlan is also the Pyro Archon. Those who have pyro visions belong to those who are very passionate about something. Diluc with keeping Mondstadt safe, Amber being an outrider, Arlecchino and those who she considers family. This Archon is also titled the Archon of War. It's not like they'd have this title for no reason. This once was a war-torn land, and this Archon had fought very passionately for it. Let's take a moment to think about the Archon War, an era of power struggles between the gods of Teyvat, the majority fighting to be rewarded a seat as an Archon. Kind of sounds like a competition, right? What is war if not a competition? Doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out that people fight to win. So, due to a very passionate god with this competitive mindset, it created Natlan's foundation and thus influenced its people and the overall culture of the region. With this in mind, it's not strange when you see the people of Natlan dressed kinda sporty and the announcement of this upcoming tournament. I'm aware that some are a bit weirded out by the modern day look the people of Natlan have, and honestly, it threw me off a bit too at first. However, I've come to appreciate it because it shows that they have held onto their traditions, yet evolved as a people. If you have individuals from a place that is built off of having a competitive mindset and the passion to achieve, then this checks out. They wouldn't be stuck in a primitive tribal style. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong, I get it. I see you, man. I love Chell from The Road to El Dorado too. I mean, damn, look at her. Great character too, by the way.
That means you'll want these back?
How'd you get those? Where is she keeping them?
Yeah, despite that, the development here, it works. Other regions such as Mondstadt and Liyue, although not very modernized, still have their own way of showing what kind of nation they are. Liyue worships the concept of contracts, which in turn shows that the majority of the people there run and very much care for business. Mondstadt has the concept of freedom, and because of this, they have the Knights of Favonius, who watch over and protect the people, yet don't rule over them with an iron fist. So with that, we understand how Natlan came to be, what they're all about, and why. The Archon's secret. So from here on out of this video, I'm going to start sounding like I need a nice padded room to bounce around in, but this is why you're here, so let's get into it. Here is what I think. We see Mavuika in the most recent teaser. She is gorgeous. The fiery red hair, the sunburst eyes, the sexy motorcycle-esque suit, and obviously the Pyro Archon, right? I mean, how can she not be? Well, allow me to shed some light. My prediction is that Mavuika is not the Pyro Archon. She will probably introduce herself as such, and everyone within Natlan will believe she is as well. After all, this is a secret. However, according to the Teyvat Prevail teaser, you get to learn about the Archon's secret. Mavuika will trust the Traveler, and she will reveal that she is not, in fact, the Pyro Archon, but instead a placeholder of sorts, for a lack of a better word. So, if she is not the Pyro Archon, then who is? And why hasn't she said anything about this? Why not share this with the populace? The answer? There is no current day Pyro Archon. And if word got out, then this prideful nation could potentially suffer. Liyue appeared to be one kind of mess when Rex Lapis died, yet there were contingency plans in place. And it's not like the concept of business and contracts would just cease to exist. Life could go on as it was. But now, imagine living your life in Natlan, a nation birthed from the fiery forges of passion and perseverance, a nation of people whose ancestors were warriors with a drive to compete, destined to win and prove themselves, only to find out that when your god died, that was it. They never came back. No one took their place? Kind of feels like no one was worthy. There's this sense of abandonment here for a nation of people who want to be winners. This doesn't sound good. Not only that, but then we find out that our supposed Archon was just putting on an act, and it was really done by none other than Motocross Barbie, the Ginger Edition. What the fuck? And that's it. As of right now, I believe that to be the secret. Mavuika, the Archon, will trust the Traveler and reveal that she is in fact not the Archon that everyone thinks she is. But maybe she's the one that they need. The Resurrection. Despite my current belief that Mavuika is technically a phony, that's not to say she doesn't have good intentions. She is doing this to protect her people, to keep their minds at ease. It's a little questionable what her relationship with Capitano is, but I sense a bit of a rivalry of sorts. And who knows what Capitano is actually aware of. The Fatui are kind of good like that, already in the know of the full picture, except for Child, while we try to piece together things ourselves. I've heard some bits that Capitano is a big deal. At the same time, Mavuika definitely has confidence and plays her role well. There's no doubt in my mind that she is a force to be reckoned with. But why say this? I think Mavuika has a plan to bring back the original Pyro Archon. I think by upholding these Natlan traditions, such as these tournaments, it's a step in that direction. Perhaps there's some kind of transference of energy or fighting spirit. Maybe the winner could potentially become the next Archon. Maybe this is why Mavuika trusts us, because she sees what the Traveler is capable of. We briefly see images of other characters who will most likely be contestants, but their pictures are in a grayscale and burning at the edges, symbolizing that although they may participate, they will not be the ones who are victorious. It will most likely be you. Towards the end of the Natlan teaser, we are presented with another perspective, one that is dazed, and it's looking at Mavuika. We discover that this perspective is from a floating circle of flames and sigils. There's a good chance that the identity of this thing could be referenced somewhere else in the game, and I'm not aware of it. However, because I don't know that, I think that this may be the original Archon's spirit, growing in strength. Maybe this is why there is no Pyro Archon, because the original can never truly die. We're all aware of what a phoenix is, right? A flaming mystical immortal bird that upon death instead rises from the ashes and is born again. The original Pyro Archon is this phoenix, and Mavuika has been making sure that everything goes smoothly. She says,
"Did you catch everything?"
Establishing that she is communicating to someone or something to make sure they notice what she is doing. This has a double meaning because I believe it's intended to be towards the fire, but it can also be to us as well. Did we notice what's going on here? Well, I think I'm on to you, lady. Next, she says,
What our eyes see ought to be our fate.
this essentially means what you see should be what it is. However, there's a big but in the next sentence.
But now, close your eyes and feel.
This is telling us that there is more to this. And for us to notice it, we need to trust our gut. Go by feeling. After all, it's all about the passion here.
For with our blood, we will forge our true fate.
And finally, this last line reveals to us by having their people keep on keeping on, they will do what is necessary. And in time, because of that, the Archon will rise again and lead the people of Natlan. So this is where I currently am with all this. Natlan is culturally a very passionate and competitive place due to its history. It is run by the Pyro Archon, who everyone assumes to be Mavuika, when in actuality, Mavuika is safeguarding the resurrection of the original Pyro Archon, Murata. In this story, we are approaching Natlan just in time for their annual tournament, which in some way will be the final step needed in order to complete the resurrection. Murata will be born again. Now, the question is, will she have her own body, or will Mavuika be her vessel? Honestly, I can see it going either way. What do you think? Like I said at the beginning of this video, it is all speculation, and I could be way off. And that's okay, because this was all for fun. However, if some of this does so happen to be true, then damn, I'm good. Woo! But anyway, I believe that's all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to let me know by subscribing to the channel, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and check out the description for additional ways on how to support me. Every little bit counts. And that's it. Until next time, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.